Hi guys, Larry Smith, 3-Gun Dude. I'm going to be installing a new Ghost Pro trigger bar and also replacing all the springs in this Glock with Ghost competition springs. So I'll be taking this completely apart. This is going to be a video completely on installing this bar. So we're going to be configuring the Ghost trigger bar for my specifications and then installing it, and also replacing the springs here with the new Ghost springs as well. So let's start taking it apart here. It's going to be a different video. It's going to be a little bit in different steps. So with the new trigger bar will be make this trigger much nicer. Let's make sure we got it empty, and it does show empty. So right now it's not too bad of a pull. I had replaced it once with a different trigger, but I hadn't fine-tuned it to my specifications yet. So let's take it apart. Alright, I'm just going to set the frame aside. I will be eventually, right now I just got the top here, eventually I'm going to be replacing the whole inside, the trigger bar inside, taking all this apart as well, and then replacing the grips with new Talon grips, the Granny competition grips. So all that'll be in another video as well. So right now I got my striker, my frame here. I'm gonna have to take this all apart, the back side, everything. So right now I just want to remove the barrel rod and stuff. I'm going to replace this right here with a 11-pound guide rod as well, just a lighter. Eventually, which is coming right now, I'm going to be replacing this barrel with a Lone Wolf competition barrel and comp. I got all that apart now. What I'm going to have to do is I got to remove this back strap here so I can get the striker and everything out. So I just pull that forward. I stick my gonna be kind of hard to see. Hopefully, you just slide your striker forward right inside that groove. You can just put your Glock tool right inside there. There's a little spring. You can just press that down, and then slide your back strap out. Pretty easy. Just hold on to that just to make sure it doesn't spring out. Now, as you can see, everything's right there. I'm not going to go too into detail on taking the guns apart. I'm just more about replacing springs right now. Okay, pulling that out, just laying that down, wiping everything off. I figure if you're replacing the springs, you probably already know how to take the gun apart. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on that. Just quick references. Alright, put that there. Now this is your firing pin spring. That's definitely what I'm replacing here with the Ghost lighter spring. So it'll definitely be a much lighter strike. So you just want to make sure it's a lighter strike, so you got to make sure you're not too light. So next I'm taking this spring off of the firing pin. Back and get them out of their spring. There we go. Alright, just make sure you don't lose them. Keep a good hold on that spring, because it will shoot these little pieces flying. Alright, so I got my spring apart. Got my striker out. I got a new firing pin here. It's the skeletonized. It's just lighter weight than the old one, and I'm going to be installing this just for a lighter strike as well. You can see the difference here. Maybe you can see the difference. It's just skeletonized, it's lightened up a lot. It's a little bit shorter as well. Okay, taking my springs. You can see, hopefully you can see there's two different ones for different lengths. I'm going with the short one for the lightest strike, for the lightest pull. Get this opened up. Tell you guys, Ghost springs and trigger bars make a huge difference in these guns. I mean, it's just night and day. They really make a huge effect in your trigger. There's a lot of aftermarket triggers out there. I tell you, the Ghost ones are just truly amazing. Okay, I have them side by side. It's going to be a little hard to see. The one here, this one is just a little bit shorter right here, so that's the one I want to go with. I'll put that one. I'm going to be putting this striker completely back together. Here's my old spring. Here's my new spring. I'm going to be installing the Ghost breakthrough design, the Turbo Maritime cups, in place on my striker, in place of the factory ones. They're just supposed to just a little bit more design, a little bit sleeker, a little bit faster, clean, to keep the debris out. So let's get them installed to go along with everything. Set that aside right here. Take two just in case. Okay guys, let's get the striker completely reassembled here to go back into the gun. Let's get started here. My new striker, I'm just going to slide that down in. I'm still using the same factory piece here on the back side. This is my new spring. I'm sliding that on. So what I want to do is, I'm installing this new one, so it's going to take me a little bit. I'm not the greatest on doing this. I'm going to slide this into my I don't know if it's my hands are too big or I'm just too uncoordinated. But there we go. There we go. Looks like we got it on. Okay, looks like it's a good set. So we're good. Okay guys, that's that. You can see I got the I got the new Ghost the Ghost connector here on my my spring right here on the end. It's the blue instead of the factory one was black. I got everything else put back together. Okay, so we got our striker ready to go, all set and ready. Alright, so we got our striker all ready together. Now it's just time to put the extractor back in. I'm going to be putting a new spring right here. It's a new spring onto the extractor, and extractor pin here, which I have a new extractor plunger there. I'll be putting, it's aluminum, a little bit lighter, and I'll put in a new spring in. So let's get started. Extractor plunger. So I got the new plunger. I just put the spring. It just goes right into the bottom side of that, just like so. That's all there is to it. Plunger in. There we go. And we'll slide this back right back in here in the back side. That spring we didn't need to replace. Breaker right back in, like so. And that's it. Okay. Move my pins. And it won't slide past that. I'm going to have to remove my sight mount to get that pin out. I misplaced my Allen wrench somewhere on this bench of mine, so I'm just using a screwdriver. Now normally this is a pin. I'd say it's probably in the container. Out. Mine's a little bit different because I have the dovetail on, but it's they're all still the same. Still punches out the same way. Right there, it's just plastic. Take my dovetail off. I would be replacing all this grip with the granulate. Okay, anyway, reach in here, I pull up this, comes out. Now my trigger housing, forgot to take out that. My trigger housing just comes right out, just like so. Lay that aside for now. This is what I'm going to be replacing. I have a Ghost on here now. I'm just going to be replacing it with the new Ghost Pro. This is the skeletonized one. Get it out. This is the skeletonized one right here. Just going to help. It helps keep the whole thing cleaner. Anyway, so I'm gonna go just like so. You have this out. You can take your punch from the back side, push right there, and your trigger bar. Here's my old one. As I say, it's a Ghost. Nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's still the same one I'm running in my other gun. I'm just going to put the skeletonized one in. But what I have to do is, you can see right here, you can see it's the old one, the new one. I just have to file this down right here. You can file it down right there, and that's how you adjust your trigger pull. So I'm going to file that down and on the new one, and then we'll be getting it installed. So I'll go off camera, I'll file that down, and we'll get started. Alright guys, I got it ground down here and polished up a little bit. Here's the new one. It's going to be really hard to see the difference. There's the new one. Here's my old one. They're both Ghost. I just, as you can see right here, I ground that down and polished it up. So we're going to be installing that now and get started with that. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm taking this trigger apart here. I have a this is the old springs and stuff. I'm taking that off. Here's my new springs. I want to just like this. Here's my new trigger bar. I'm just going to slide that in. As you can see, hold on, the new trigger bar, just like this. You might want to, let me take a look at that. That's going to be, yeah, I'm going to have to bend that. Just take a pair of pliers, get a hold of it right back here, and just bend it a little bit. There we go. I think that'll probably do it. You just want it to set in tight when you put it in here. Slide it in just like this. you just don't want no gap in between there. You don't want it to be nice and tight, maybe like a sheet of a paper or whatever, and that looks just about right. That's perfect. Alright, so I take my spring, my new one, okay, I right on this back side, right in here, there we go, just like so, pull it down in there, and slide it over, just like that. There we go. It seems to fit in nice. Seems to fit in good. You can see it's right inside there, just like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this aside. Take the old parts here. Just kind of lay this down here. Talon grips. Right now this one has the rubber on it, which is actually quite nice. Great for carrying. I'm going to put the competition grips on here, at least what I call them. It's the granite. So much nicer to hold on to for competition. So let's get these old grips removed and the new ones put on, and then we can put this gun back together. Okay guys, I got the new Talon grips, granite grip on. I didn't go through that on a video. I just did one. You can see it on my YouTube channel, a total detail on how to put the new grips on. So check that out if you're interested in putting new grips on. So let's now get the trigger back in here and put this thing back together. Okay, so basically you just want to be careful. Make sure you get the trigger pushed down inside there and hold that down when you slide it in. Make sure it's down inside this groove right there. You just drop it down in. And that's pretty much it right there, guys. It's down. Push it down in good and tight. Make sure it's down there. That's it. Now let's put the whole thing back together. Just to make sure. Just push it. Make sure you get it down in there good. Alright. There it is. First of all, we'll take this, slide this back in there, just like so. It's a little harder to see and to maneuver with the sight mount on, but it just drops down in, that easy. Just like that. Okay. Grab the block here. Now the first thing is your top pin right here, which is this one right here. I'm going to slide that in. Looks like it's almost in. I just set it down on the block so it won't go all the way through, and push it down in tight. Just like that. Okay. Slide your lever, which goes right underneath that. Get that down in there nice and tight. And here's where it's a little bit tricky with the sight mount. Normally you just punch your pin back through, but since I have the sight mount on here, I have to line it up a little bit. That goes through to get that in there. I'm just going to take a little hammer and tap it in. There we go. Now take my, where did I do with it? Screwdriver. Like I said, normally you're just pushing the pin in. No big deal. I got the sight mount on, so I have to tighten it up. There we go. Alright, now make sure your trigger back down inside there. Because I have the dovetail. Put your back pin in. You gotta hold it down. Make sure it's lined up. You might just have to put your pin through there and make sure it's good and lined up. There we go. Mine's just not wanting to go, of course, because I'm on camera. It's not holding me up. Tell it on here, guys. This is a plastic pin on the back, and it sometimes it's just a little bit trickier about getting it in. But I love the dovetail. It keeps me up nice. Alright. That's looking good. What I'm going to do here is, normally we'd put our back plate on right here, but what I'm going to do is, if I can find it, that dang clear back strap always disappears on me. It's clear, there it is. Okay, so we're just going to slide this in instead of our normal back plate here, and the reason for that is that way we can get underneath it in case this trigger doesn't, my trigger bar isn't adjusted correctly. So anyway, what I want to do is, I just want to press down here, slide that up, press in, slide that up. Okay, now as you can see, it's a gap here underneath it, and that's going to allow us to get up underneath there if we need to, and if this trigger bar isn't adjusted right, the slide won't come off without having this able, we can get underneath here and release it ourselves. So let's get it slid on. Whoop. Put it back together real quick. I'm just going to put this old barrel, the factory barrel, back in for now, because I'm just doing a trigger and my new barrel and comp hasn't arrived yet. So I am going to go ahead and slap in the new 11-pound guide rod and recoil spring though. Might as well go ahead and get that in and be ready to go with that. That way I'll have it in. This is the same one that I run in all my guns. That easy. Now, it's a little tricky with the sight mount to get this all lined up, so you have to slide it in underneath there just like so. Once you get it up in there, and hold it down. Okay, it was in. Let's test it. Something's not quite right. Yep, it's not fighting a fire. I'm going to have to pull that back out and adjust it just a little bit more, and go from there. It did release though, so that was one good thing. So I just got to pull this trigger assembly out and do a little adjustment on that trigger bar and slide it back in, and we'll go from there. Means just punching the... Okay guys, a lot of different fine tuning and everything, but we finally got it all done. It works really nice. It's pulling at about a little over 3.5, a little stronger than I want. Everything's new on this gun. Everything, all the springs are new. Everything is new, so it's probably will loosen up just a little bit. But there's no travel, as you can see. It's really, there you go. It's just it's great. It's just going to need to get a little bit of breaking in. It's a nice tight fit. Everything's good on it, so all that's good. The bar, I had to take off a little more than I have in the past, which is a little bit different. But like I said, this is also a different gun. It's a newer, so it all could be that. Different springs, different everything in it. So anyway guys, that's it. That's the Ghost trigger. It's installed and ready to go. Next for this gun will be sight, new barrel, compensator, charging handle, just things like that. New mag well, and it'll be ready to start shooting. Anyway guys, that's it. That's the Ghost triggers, trigger bar installed on the and springs installed on the Glock17. Check them out. Ghosttriggers.com, ghostinc.com. Ghostinc.com. Check them out. Arthur makes great products over there. Follow me. Follow my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. at 3Gun Dude, Twitter at 3Gun Dude. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And guys, there's going to be a lot of new videos coming on. Once this gun's completely done, we'll be out shooting that thing, so that'll be a lot of fun as well. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's keep shooting.